Today we're going to show you how to take a student list that you have exported from your school's PowerSchool or Power Teacher account and prepare that list for importing into QuickKey's student list importer feature. Now, as you can see here, I have an Excel file. This was opened from an export from PowerSchool. PowerSchool exports student names with the first and last name in the same column. For QuickKey and for most other purposes of moving and manipulating data, you want the student names to be in two different columns, first in one column, last in the other. So I'm going to show you right now how to do that in Excel. So we're going to use this student list for importing the students into QuickKey. So to prepare this list for our importer, the first thing you do is take away the information that isn't about the students. That's all of this info up top about the teacher. Now we've got the student ID, the student name, and here's a column for points, but the QuickKey importer allows us to not only import student names and the school-issued ID number, but it also lets us create classes and assign students to classes during the import. So I'm going to take advantage of the fact that I'm in Excel right now, and I'm going to change this last column from points to class. And I'm going to, let's say half of these students are in my algebra class, and half of them are in my geometry class. All right, and now we're ready to split this name column into first and last names. But there's one thing we have to do before then. We need to insert an empty column to the right of the column we're going to split. If we don't do this, the split command will overwrite our class column with the last name data. So to get ready to split this column, we highlight all of column B, click on the data pane in Excel, then click text to columns. Now the text to columns wizard has detected that our data is delimited. That means it's separated by something such as a comma. Click next. Now here you have several options, clearly delimited by a comma. If we do delimited by a space and you look in the data preview, you can see that everything looks good, but go down to the bottom and you can see that for people that have three parts to their name is going to get split into three columns, which is not something we want. So let's see what happens when we take away the space delimiter. Perfect. Leave this radio button up here unchecked. I'm going to click Finish. Before we can import it into QuickKey, we need to do one more thing. We want to make sure that we're saving it in CSV format. Now, as you can see up here, my file is already in CSV format, and spreadsheet programs don't have any trouble opening CSV format files. But if you're starting with an Excel file, you just want to make sure that you save as, and then save a copy as a CSV file, because this is what you're going to be importing into QuickKey. And now I'm going to go to the QuickKey homepage and sign in. Okay, now I'm here on my dashboard. I'm going to go to Students. I'm going to go to Import Student List. I'm going to browse for my file. Once you find your file, you select it and click OK. Now here we go. We're in the importer. And here is a preview of the data that was in my file. As you can see, the first line of data is showing the column headers from the Excel file. So I'm going to click My CSV file has headers. And this tells the importer not to import that first row of entries because those are the headers. Now, the next step is to make sure that we map the fields in our file to the importer fields. And the importer fields are right up here in the drop-down menus. You want to make sure that these drop-down menus match the headers or the data in the fields that you have. So for example, our first column here is the school-issued student ID. So we're going to choose external ID. And now this column will be mapped to the external ID column in QuickKey. These are not email addresses, these are first names. So we're going to click on first name. And these are our class assignments. So we're going to pick course, same as class. And now we have all of our fields mapped to the proper columns in your import file. Now we're going to click Import Students. Okay, so now the import is done. Uploaded 28 students with 0 errors. We're going to click View Students. And there you go. Here are new students. They've been automatically assigned a Quick Key ID. This is the number that the students will use when they're filling out their quick ticket answer keys. Their external ID from your imported list is there. For the students we imported, they didn't come with an email address, so there's no email there. But as you can see, there's the algebra class, there's the geometry class. We created those classes on the import. And if you click on them, you can see that all of the students from our list that were assigned to the algebra class are now in the algebra class list. If you need to change any information about your students, you can use the inline editing function, and we have a video tutorial about that too. But now you've just learned how to take a student list that was exported from PowerSchool and import it into QuickKey. Thank you very much. Please let us know if you have any questions. We are here and we are listening. Just shoot us an email. Bye-bye.